Washington Commanders versus the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. Come on, let's preview it next on Washington Football Maniacs. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Scott again, and tonight we're going to preview Sunday's Week 4 Washington Commanders versus Arizona Cardinals matchup. It's definitely going to be a very important game, for both teams. So let's get into it. So looking at the time, obviously this is a 4:05 game Sunday on Fox. So definitely tune in to watch our beloved Washington Commanders take on the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona, technically at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So for all you bettors out there, the Washington Commanders are 3.5-point underdogs versus the Arizona Cardinals. And then it was said by the Arizona Cardinals that they are already considering this a win now. So I think that definitely adds some fuel to the fire for the Washington Commanders, because if we saw it, they saw it. So some other things to look at real quick. Some injuries to look at for both parties. Looking at the Washington Commanders real quick, Emmanuel Forbes will be back in action for the Washington Commanders, but Austin Eckler is out in concussion protocol. So definitely takes it. The running back room definitely takes a hit, and some versatility on the offense for the Washington Commanders definitely takes a hit, but I think we'll be all right. Looking at the Arizona Cardinals, the biggest injury for them is, again, a concussion. Trey McBride, their tight end, is in concussion protocol. So that is definitely one target that comes off the board for the Commanders defense, but they still have an offense that you need to pay attention to. So there are 3 keys to victory for the Washington Commanders that I believe if they hold fast to these 3 keys, we can come out of Arizona with a dub. So looking at key to victory number 1, we have got to find a way to get other people involved and take the pressure off of not only Brian Robinson Jr., especially with Austin Eckler out, but also Terry McLaurin, who last week 4 catches, 100 yards, 1 touchdown, great game on Monday night, and great connection with Jayden Daniels. Now, what receiver steps up? Definitely want to see Luke McCaffrey definitely get his touches and catches in the slot, but who emerges as the number 2 guy to take pressure off of Terry McLaurin? That is the important question, because, look, Terry McLaurin is the number 1 receiver, but we have to find somebody else to take the pressure off of him. And does Noah Brown step up? We'll see. Zacchaeus, does he step up? We'll see. De'Ami Brown, does he get active in this game? So I think that's the big question, and key to victory is if we can find another weapon to take a lot of pressure off of not only Brian Robinson Jr., but of Terry McLaurin on the outside. We definitely can get this offense rolling, man, because the offensive line has been playing great, man. And Brandon Coleman, he's looking like he is our left tackle of the future. So like I said, Adam Peters, man, this draft, not only was it a good draft for the future, but we have found guys, especially if you're looking at Brandon Coleman, who have been able to have a big impact for the Washington Commanders very early on this season. So key to victory number 2, we have got to get Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen active, because, look, James Conner can run the ball. Now, you're looking at his stats real quick. He has 189 yards rushing for 2 touchdowns, averaging around 4.1 yards per carry. So he is definitely a guy who, if we do not, look, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, look, they got paid. They definitely got their money. They have to step up. They have to provide that pressure and the run, stopping the run on the defensive line, man. Obviously, if you're looking at Chase Young being traded, Montez Sweat being traded, we're definitely seeing what is the future on the ends. But right now, these are the 2 guys that are the star of the show for the D-line. They got to step it up, because if they do not step up, because last week, both of them had 1 tackle. We can't have that going on this week, man, because like I said, James Conner is a running back who will definitely humble you, man. So definitely stop the run. Definitely get some pressure on the quarterback, because Kyler Murray is an elusive quarterback. He's a guy who, he'll run in circles, man, find that perfect throw, and then he'll make it. He's a, smaller quarterback, but he's a guy who's got some wheels. So we have to put some pressure on Kyler Murray, push him out the pocket, make him make those decisions, man, on the fly, make him throw the ball in his hands, definitely, because, look, with that pressure, he will be prone to mistakes. All right, key to victory number 3, the secondary, man. Looking at the Arizona Cardinals, what they have going on in their depth chart, Marvin Harrison Jr., he's going to get his, and that's why it's very compelling to see and intriguing to really see who's that number 1 corner that they're going to put on Marvin Harrison Jr., man. And it's weird because that kind of shows your age a little bit, because I remember watching his dad play for the Indianapolis Colts. So now that the son's in the league, you can see that in football, baseball, and now in basketball, where you grew up watching the dad and now you see the son playing. So it definitely makes you feel old. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is a guy who, you definitely have to pay some attention to. Now, Michael Wilson and Greg Torch can humble you. So we have to definitely, the Emmanuel Forbes is back in the fold, so we are looking at him to definitely step it up. The secondary has to get, very active in this game because, yes, Trey McBride, the safety valve of Kyler Murray, is out. But it's not to say that Elijah Higgins can't come in and have a good game. Like I said, the receiving core, I would not sleep on Michael Wilson or Greg Torch or even Zach Pascal, man. Chris Moore is another guy, a receiver who can definitely humble you, man. So, like I said, very underrated group in my opinion. Very young, unproven, especially in the sense of Marvin Harrison Jr. being a rookie. But this is a team that you have to put pressure on the quarterback. You've got, the secondary has to be on the same sheet of music because, again, very underrated receiving core, in my opinion. Very slept on, and they will humble you. This is a team that, again, they are already looking at this as a victory. They're 1-2 teams, so they're the second in the NFC West, but they're a team that's hungry because they have a lot to prove. Kyler Murray is a quarterback that has to prove that he is that franchise quarterback. James Conner, can he still be that lead back? Marvin Harrison Jr., the name puts a lot of pressure on him, and the fact that highly rated wide receiver in the draft, a lot of pressure to show up and be productive as that number one option. So, like I said, they're in the proof, man. Just like we are. We're in a gray area team where we're too good to have that top 10 pick, but we're not good enough to, I might have flipped it. We're too good to have that top 10 pick, but we're not good enough, whatever. But you get what I'm saying? Like, we are a team in the gray area. We're too good to really, again, I'm trying to get this out, to have that top 10 pick, but we're not bad enough to find those high impact players early in the draft. So I'm finally glad I got that out. But so this is a team in the gray area. We're not exactly rebuilding, we're retooling, but we're a team that, look, we could surprise people. Monday Night Football, we surprise people. Nobody in this universe outside of maybe, some hardcore fans with burgundy and gold glasses on had us beating the Cincinnati Bengals. And to do so on Monday night, which in years past, that was our kryptonite. It was primetime games. We have shown that the narrative's gone. We can win on primetime games. And, Jayden Daniels, look, the league is noticing. He is definitely a favorite for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, he's a guy. He very well, in my opinion, and I'm opinion a lot of people, he is the best quarterback in this draft, bar none. Nothing against Caleb Williams, but we have the guy, and we finally found our franchise quarterback in the future because people will tell you, even fans of other teams will tell you, and a lot of people have said it on X talking about, people saying you finally got a quarterback. That's the biggest thing with this organization. We've always been a quarterback away to a certain degree, looking at certain teams, always a quarterback away, or we had a quarterback who was established and got hurt. So, like I said, we are a team that we are going to surprise people, but we are going to have our growing pains. And look, teams like the Arizona Cardinals, if you are not on your P's and Q's or you're not operating at 100%, they will humble you. So we have to definitely hold to my three keys to victory, which are, again, we have to find a weapon to take the pressure off of Brian Robinson Jr. and Terry McLaurin. It's going to be Noah Brown. It's going to be De'Ami Brown. We shall see. Is it going to be coming out of the tight end situation? Senate, does he finally step on up? Zach Ertz, does he have that breakout campaign this year as far as breakout performance, that is, especially against a former team in an Arizona Cardinals? So, he definitely has maybe has a chip on the shoulder previously being an Arizona Cardinals. So who steps it up this game? Because we need somebody to step it up and take the pressure off of Scary Terry. Number 2, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen have to step it up and not only stop the run, because James Conner will give you the work, but they have to put some pressure on Kyler Murray, force him out of the pocket, force him to make those quick decisions, force him to go through his reads quicker, which will make him prone to turnovers. And number 3, the secondary has to do something. Emmanuel Forbes, Benjamin St-Juste, somebody has to step it up because Marvin Harrison, yes, will give you the work, but Michael Wilson and Greg Torch aren't too shabby either. So my prediction for Sunday's 4 or 5 game against the Arizona Cardinals, I have this as a victory for the Washington Commanders. I think after the victory on Monday night, they have some momentum going. And obviously, look, the microscope is on the team a little bit. Jayden Daniels is looking like the favorite for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And, obviously, we have a lot of work to be done on this roster for us to be a legitimate contending team in the NFC East, in my opinion. The secondary, the defense overall, even though the linebacker group has been solid, the D-line has to step it up. The secondary they have to earn their pay, man. So, like I said, I have this as a victory. I think it's going to be a close one. So I'm going to say it's a 28-23 Washington Commanders victory in Arizona. So you guys get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking. What is your prediction? And what are your 3 keys to victory? Let's get active, man. Let's talk about it. So, again, we will be going live after the Arizona Cardinals and Washington Commanders. Hopefully, Washington Commanders victory on Sunday. So definitely tune in for that. So again, hope everybody has a blessed and safe weekend. If you drink responsibly, and we will see you guys Sunday after the Washington Commanders victory in Arizona. Hail to the Commanders and peace. Everybody have a good weekend.